Nice. All right. There, whoever's watching can just sit.
Uncommon spell for druids and...
Is this the one about the rat thing?
No, this is Adamantite Mace, the very first one.
Let's see.
And especially
Okay.
Priest of Elemental Earth.
It doesn't say that on my thing, so
All right,
just get rid of that little.
Keeping it then. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although you can't cast it yet.
No,
unless you have the material component.
I do not think I do.
Somebody else might.
Somebody else might. But no, I was just getting the weapon.
Now you're getting to where you get to do all kinds of cool shit because of the next spell.
Yeah, that one I'm getting to that one. And then there's also
the one that says Yandala.
Yeah,
get rid of that.
That's what I thought. I was gonna be like, it's Yandala.
I don't know why that. I thought I had taken care of that. I got to go back and see.
Kind of what I thought. I was going to ask about that one next. Okay. 113.
What? Let's see. It's unavailable, but you don't have access to it, so I don't know how it showed up. That's stupid.
Stupid, man.
That's stupid. Because the reason that that's done is that you can already transform into things.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the stats are different, but that's, yeah, I don't know why that didn't come up there. I guess I'll have to research that.
Can you not?
Just those three.
How can I set this up to not be a stupid formula?
I don't know. Alteration. I see. No, that's not what I want. I want that. Oh, okay, animal. That's why. Okay.
Animal sphere.
So I can just do that. Ding. And then that. Cling. Yes. And then that. And then that. And then that. And then that. And I bet you when we go back and look at Caddy Storm Creek. We don't have everything great. Ding dong, haha. I like that one as well. Yeah, there's some good spells in here.
Yeah, I perused through them before I started writing everything.
Now you need to look for the feather of a certain creature.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
No. Yeah, all right, though. That's cool.
I'm going through and updating my list, and so I have to go through each thing first.
Who's the best person you got up there to work with phones?
With phones?
Yeah, like let's say I want to get a different phone. You know anybody back in that department?
Darla's, I mean, all the people back in electronics is like what they do all day.
Okay, so they're all probably the same?
Yeah.
As far as you know?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Darla's the department manager back there. She's there doing the week 7 to 4.
Okay, so do you guys remember where we left off?
We just got.
I know there was a huge fight.
Yeah.
And you two
Two were taken
were
away.
the two
We
that
were the
were
only two that were taken away unconscious.
hurt very, very badly.
They spent some time trying to get past my cat.
Yes.
Okay, so as far as you know, you both awaken in pain, soreness, bandaged, and you don't know where you are. The last thing you remember is being attacked. Aluna was trying to help Atty, who was on the ground
Right.
bleeding out before she was attacked and rendered. As she was holding on and the lifeblood was slipping away from her hand and gushing, she just kind of fell over.
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
But you two awaken and you don't know where you are. You don't know what time it is. You don't know what day it
Are we in the
is.
same room?
You gonna look around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you try to move, both of you need to make Constitution checks.
Oh, I forgot to get my dice out. Silly me.
And 21.
Yep. So you're adding whatever you roll to your Constitution.
Made it by 3.
Well, just give me your totals.
I got 24.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you want to tell me because depending on what numbers you
24.
fall into, it could be minimum success versus like ultimate success.
I got 24.
Okay.
So we both got the same thing.
You are able to move somewhat.
I'm not gonna like force
That's what
myself
that goal was for.
I just
Like you're
think-
actually able to like get up and look around and as you kind of turn on the cot and you're all sore and you look and you're inside a room about this size and there's wooden walls and exposed rafters, and just for a second you think you're still in the bar until you realize that you're not.
We're in
And
bed.
you're there by yourselves, apparently, at this time. On the walls, there are paintings and tapestries of some mythical deity overseeing water scenes and fighting a large 8-tentacled beast
Oh,
that some of you might recognize
Procanus.
from something else that had happened to you in your past.
oh
I very shakenly lift my middle finger to the beast I see depicted. And I'm assuming it's Procan.
Yes. According to what you've learned from your religion proficiency, that
And from
definitely
being-
depicts Procan and some of the stories attributed to him. He is a paternal deity. He's never been portrayed as a matronly type or female. He's heavily muscled, wearing in one of the paintings, he is wearing gleaming armor made out of shells and living crustaceans. And he wields a trident in one hand as he fights off in the water an 8-legged or 8-tentacled creature that appears to be equal to his size, with one eye showing and this beak like underneath where the tentacles come together. Very odd looking creature. And you see a fish with wings all flying about as if attempting to either flee or help in this titanic struggle. And then in another, on the big tapestry on the other wall, this male deity Procan appears to be sitting on a throne, wrapped in some type of sea vegetation. It's underwater. His hair is portrayed as being like floating underwater, so it's not just hanging down on his head. He's got a crown of looks like teeth, maybe shark teeth. Big, I guess you guys haven't ever seen a shark, but they're big teeth. And
Yeah.
Around his neck, he's wearing what appears to be a necklace made up of like these creatures that are lit up, like they have
Like
a
the
bioluminescence.
Like the things that were in the lamps?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Very good.
I remember that?
Mhm.
Yeah. I pay attention. Sorry.
Okay. So,
Hey, it's the little details.
yes. So, other than that,
Welcome to Mars.
the room has a table with like a
Is our
wooden thing with all kinds of bottles and tape and gauze on it, and then looks like there's a couple scrolls wrapped up, and then there's another desk. And as you start to look around from the desk, you notice that there's a person sitting there and it says, "Oh, lay back, you guys are really hurt." And it appears to be, even though it sounded like a man, it's actually could be a woman. It's fully covered on the head where only the face is showing. So it could be a very ugly old woman or a slightly ugly old man. You're not sure which. And the
Okay.
voice isn't coming across as very specific either. The clothes that this person are wearing are billowing, so there's no form to clue you in on the gender.
Okay. I noticed that on here, the short sword. Should I just write
I
it
thought I
down?
just put it on there. What's the one I printed you
You
out?
put it on here. You put it on my availability, but then you had me subtract that I had the money for it. So I subtracted the money and you just didn't put it on my stuff that I had.
Equipment?
Yeah, I'm looking on my inventory. I have a short bow. Short bow. You have short bow twice.
Keep going down.
You have short bow twice.
Okay, keep going down.
Items ready, dagger, items stored, dress, shoes, items worn.
Is that the newer sheet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. No, you're right. I didn't print the second sheet out. So that's what I need to do is print you the
I
second.
mean, it's okay. I can just
Okay.
write short sword.
Okay. You mean on your equipment?
Yeah, my
Okay.
equipment. I
Yes,
can just
because I
write
have it in here. Okay.
Yeah, I can just write it on here.
Okay.
That's fine. Because I just wrote all my little pieces of
Okay.
paper that I carry on me, and I'm like, really? I'm going to rewrite all that?
So you are correct. And
It does increase my weight, though. But I don't know. I don't think it increases it enough.
You're
to
carrying 42.7 pounds,
okay.
and I don't know. Probably, I'm guessing it's 45.
Yes.
So
I'm still okay.
I need to subtract.
Well, you had my gold wrong on what I actually have.
According to this, it says 6 silvers and 61 coppers.
Oh, I have way more than that.
How much do you have?
After the subtraction, I have 310 gold.
Okay, hold on. That would be
That's after the subtraction. I already
golden
subtracted.
orbs. How
Yep.
many?
310. 18 silver.
Silver nobles.
Yes.
So we're going to add 12 to that.
Why?
There was
According to
6.
this, it had 6.
Oh, okay.
And how about copper?
62 copper commons.
So one more copper.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is more the gold I was worried about. You know, that's a lot of gold
Yeah.
difference.
Okay.
Now, does that affect my weight too much?
No.
Okay. I know she's not much of a carrying a lot of stuff.
Okay, so, and if I remember right, you were wearing a dress, and
And I had my
you-
coin.
as you look around, you can see that
Not in that dress. That
the
dress is probably toast.
yes,
I was wearing my green one too.
although it's not toast because, like, you can have it repaired and cleaned.
Okay.
You still have it on.
Okay.
Your hand is what's wrapped up more than
Yes.
anything.
Is my belt pouch still with me? I remembered the glowing things.
Apparently so.
That's all I wanted to know.
Um,
I need to make a mental note to check that later.
Immediately I start looking for Luna. I look around and I'm assuming I don't see Luna.
You do not.
Do I spot my staff and my other belongings?
No.
Okay.
You only have on you what you had on you, like attached to your person,
Okay.
which means probably Aluna,
Close.
you don't have your dagger.
Yeah, because I'm sure I dropped it.
So when I wake up, do I feel a stronger connection with my God?
Yes, you do. As a matter of fact, you wake up and you realize that you have a faint, fleeting feeling of someone is disappointed in you, but then you think back to that flash of the storm druid saying you shouldn't go. But then you also have the feeling of you need to dedicate yourself more to the cause versus healing what nature has deemed to be culled from the weak. And that your choice of your divine favor is displeasing, and you've been put on notice.
Uh-oh.
You with your newfound abilities comes a realization that your ethos is not in alignment with the way you've been taught and the way you were raised. You are putting too much stock in keeping the wrong things alive for the wrong reasons.
Dun, dun. Making your God angry.
And you think back to when, even though you weren't here, but was it yesterday? There was the fight that you weren't here for at the wall. And then Durant was saying, Atty, you need to heal these people. And that's all that you were talked about or used for, was to heal people. And that specifically sticks in your mind. That's what you realize that you've become to these people is nothing more than a walking medicine cabinet. They never ask you to do anything else that you can do. And your God is making that perfectly plain in your mind. And then another thought comes to you briefly, which is the woman Perry that you briefly knew, and how all she did was cast spells for money, and you are being
Very similar.
you are being compared to that with the phrase, no druid should be man's whore or elf. Because you can argue semantics all day. But your God knows what it wants. So you wake up and you start to look around, and then you are suddenly very quiet and very still in the presence of this other temple. You, on the other hand, are just beat up and sore, and your hand hurts like shit. And both of you currently have 3 hit points.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Better than
nothing.
And we're in the same room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see him? Maybe if I roll.
Yeah, it's painful.
Yeah.
Your neck kind of hurts a little bit, and you suddenly feel like your chin's wet and
When I'd
kind of like dried blood.
yes, when I'd see him, I'd be like, "Thanks for not dying. I almost died to save you."
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime.
Glad you're alive too.
Neither one of you looks very feeling it right now.
No, we look gross and disgusting. We feel gross and disgusting.
But as you're moving around, it comes over, grabs a bucket of water and some kind of cloth and starts to wipe all you guys down. And it takes a long time, and
Probably hurts.
it appears to be more intent on doing that versus making small talk.
Okay. I'm just gonna let him relax.
You said that you were going to the temple.
Yes.
And guess what? You are shown in to the temple. And when you are in the temple, you are walked out off the side and into a smaller room
Shown right out.
that is got wooden. It's not all stone. It's got wood interior and floors. And you see this either nurse or acolyte or just a person wearing billowing clothes, wiping down these 2 hurt individuals who are been wrapped up and attempting to make them less dried bloody. And you're basically left there to your own devices. So, and you guys see Hendel come to the door and look in.
Is the cat in here?
Nope.
Where is she?
I do not know. There was a time trying to get to you because of her.
Do I feel, for lack of better words, do I feel like I have mana?
Well, no.
Okay. I know why, but that's why I was just checking.
Right.
It's the address.
Yep.
Before I forgot.
How's it going?
You know what you can do?
On call.
Same old
Just
shit.
drive,
Okay.
and then I follow you.
Okay, I still wanted to give you the address though.
A mile away and can't bring my work truck up here. So I got to run all the way out to my house, take the work truck home.
Just because it's somebody might call and say, why is a work truck at this
Mhm.
private residence or something?
Yep.
I see. That just means somebody abused it before you ever got there.
Actually, nobody ever did. But we had customers who go, what does your water district have to do? Is there a problem in subdivision? Do we have water? Are we out of water?
People freak out.
They freak out.
I freak out. Yeah.
We
That
were-
sounds about right.
We were at the school off of Highway MM, the Early Child Development Center. Somebody decided to hit one of the hydrants with a car or a truck. And it broke it off
Today?
yesterday.
Oh, okay.
We were down there today fixing it. And I can't tell you the number of parents that were taking their kids out as we're putting this hydrant back together. Oh, is it okay for them to drink water today? Mhm. And the next one, is there anything wrong? Should we boil the water? Every vehicle stop.
Is there an off valve somewhere that you can turn off? Where's the shut off valve on one of those main lines? I'm just curious.
We have them all over the place.
Okay.
The closest to your house is right down here at West Lakeview. There's 2 valves right there.
And I guess I never noticed them, or if I did notice them, I didn't know what they were.
They're in the street.
Okay. Oh, they're in the street.
Mhm.
I'll have to look.
Yep, one of them controls going down Terrace or up Terrace, and the other one controls West Lakeview and Clearview, or Clearwood. Clearview.
Something. I think Lakewood's the one that goes up the hill. If you're going near, when you go that way, Lakewood goes left up the hill. It's the first left past whatever that road is that goes to the highway. What we used to,
Right.
I mean, that was always the scary. I never went up there. I went up there one time trick or treating, and all the lights were off, and I still knocked me out.
Isn't that where the Paynes used to live?
That sounds right.
And with,
I think
Labrieres.
no, Labrieres lived on Lakewood,
Oh, they did.
or maybe they still do. I don't know.
I don't either.
I haven't even seen them in so long. All right, so there you go. So the person looks back at you, and you can't tell if this is a man or a woman. It's old,
Just all wrinkled.
and just kind of gives you
One giant wrinkle.
a kind of a toothy grin, and then goes back to.
You know those dogs that are nothing but wrinkles? It's like that,
Cool.
but in human form.
Should scratch it behind your ear.
You never know what you might find. You might pull out a hornet's nest.
All things a hornet.
Sure, why not? This is D&D.
I like to keep my spare hornets.
You never know what you're going to get.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Those people that came in were apparently wanted in the city more than we are. They go by the name of the Evil Eight. Needless to say, they've been taken care of.
Oh, do we have our usual internet go down?
Mine's so
Ian
good.
is not happy with us.
Camera's good.
We've
Mine's
been
good.
basically tossed out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thea and Peter are with everything we got. And once everything settles back down, we may be allowed to go back.
Okay.
What part of the city are we in?
You're in the temple.
Yes, I'm aware.
That would be,
Procan's temple. I forget where in the city that is.
that's the northern, not far, I guess, from the wall.
You're more in the middle.
Oh, in the middle? Okay. Yep. And the hardest time we had was dealing with you is because of,
I know.
and I finally calmed her down somewhat.
Please do me a favor. Go find her.
Where would she go?
What did you do with her?
They had her wrapped up in a blanket just so we could get you out and get you safe.
And that's probably a good place to start.
Do you need anything when I come back?
No, I'm okay. Just gonna lay here
Gather
and
my
not
strength,
feel
and then I have to go take care of something.
like I'm dying. But hey, we did something good. Sounds like we got kicked out of the end. But there's another one that we can stay at.
Oh, that and your bestest friend came in to question us again.
Yeah, she's a peach. She's a peach.
I don't pay her much attention.
You know, I just make lasting impressions on people.
That's why I'm here.
Exactly. See, a lasting impression. Hopefully it was a good one, but we'll find out.
Okay, so shortly after there's some other people dressed in the town guard uniforms, and they come in, and they're escorted by a priest of Procan, and the priest says to them, they are not well, so I will allow this for a brief moment. And he leaves, and there's 3 guards there, and you do not recognize any of them.
Okay.
The first guy's older with a close cut beard, short cut on the sides hair. He's got wearing leather armor and a kind of like a
Just like symbol.
kind of like a cape a little bit.
Okay.
And
It's not a purple cape, is it?
no,
Oh.
it's blue
Okay.
with these the symbol of the town on there, and the other two just kind of hang out by the door. So he says, well, we've gotten statements from witnesses. We got statements from the owner of the establishment. They've all said that you all did not start this mess, but you sure as hell ended it. So, as far as we're concerned, the matter's closed unless they have some other means of creating more of this. But as far as we know, they were just their own gang. They don't answer to anybody else. So as far as that's concerned, that's all done. That's the only message I have. So
Okay, thank you.
Raina wanted me to ask if anything got jogged in anyone's memory about that wall. I don't know what she's talking about, but she said you would know.
No,
Nothing?
nothing.
Is there a reward for dispatching these people?
Well, if you come down, I don't normally keep track of that sort of thing, but there is I would be shocked if there wasn't. You would need to come down to the mayor's office, see if there's anything that he's got. We've also been instructed to tell you that apparently that cat that was there, they had seen that it was muzzled and had a whatever that thing is that keeps it restrained, and that was broken in the fight. So we didn't know what to do with it.
Where is she?
So she's outside the city. We
Where's my
tried to
stick?
shoo her off. She wasn't really wanting to leave, but once we shut the gates, we
Please
saw
grab
that
me my stuff.
she couldn't climb the walls, so we just put up guards and let her hang out there if she wanted. So
Please go get me my stuff.
I'll head back out.
all right, so the guards leave and you leave, and where do you go?
Go find Thea and Peter.
Okay.
They've got everything.
Okay. Where do you go to look?
I'm gonna head back towards the Flying Squid.
Okay. So you head back over to the flying squid. Roll me a
The
d12.
flying skid.
Lucky number 7.
Oh, that would have been so great. All right, so you go back over to the flying squid, and there's like a teenage boy and a girl out front, and they're like, "Sorry, we're closed."
Okay, I'm just trying to find where my friends would, or if you saw them.
Well, if your friends were here, hopefully they weren't involved in the fight that just happened here
We
today.
were.
And they're looking at you, and they're like, "Yeah, you don't look. Were you involved in all that?"
A little bit, yes.
Oh, well, no one told us where anybody was going. Sorry, we can't be of much help. I know that currently there's no one inside other than the owner and the people that he trusts to help put things back together. So they're not here.
Do you know where there's another inn close to here?
Yeah, they're right on. If you follow the road right over there and go west, there's the Whale's Tail, and
I
maybe
know.
that's where they went.
I know exactly where that's at. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'll head that direction.
All right. So when you get to the Whale's Tail, Peter and no, you don't have to roll. Peter and Thea are already in the common room drinking heavily. And when you walk in, they're like, "Hey, buddy!" And they're all beat up and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't seem to care much.
Okay, well, I'm gonna retrieve the staff. Find out if it's amongst the stuff.
Okay. What do you go up and ask?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up and ask them.
Okay. They're like, "Oh yeah, we got a room down here. It's in the room. Which one was it?" And Peter's like, "Yeah, I don't know. 7? You might have to look through all of them." And they start laughing. And you can tell they're very intoxicated.
They are very drunk.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to 7.
Okay.
I'll knock first.
Okay. You don't hear anything.
I'll open the door.
Okay. You open the door, and there appears to be some action going on under the covers.
Oh. Close the door.
Could be Durant and Raina for all you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
Maybe not.
I'm not gonna help them push. I'll check the rooms on each side of that 6 and 8 knock first.
Okay. So eventually, after several, no, I don't know what you're talking about. The last 2 rooms on the end of the hallway, you find, and you can see that in this room there appears to be some items that you recognize as things that belong to these people and to other people.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look for the staff.
Okay, well, it's sitting there on the bed along with bags and sacks and backpacks.
I'm gonna get the staff.
Okay.
And head back to the temple.
Has the staff been described to you?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so when
got a mountain lion on.
you're walking out, you hear Thea go, "Where you going, buddy?"
I'll be right back.
And you hear Peter go, "Well, hurry up. We got more drinking to do."
Gotcha.
Okay. And now the sun is almost setting, getting close, but not yet. Then you go back to the temple, and you walk in, and there appear to be a few more people in there that are walking around or taking part in prayers. And the big statue of Procanus up on the front by the altar seems to be looking at you menacingly.
He's a little scary looking, a little judgy.
Very well. I'll just try to go past and go back to the room.
All right. So short time later, your friend returns and he's got your staff.
Thank you. May I?
Absolutely.
I try to stand up with the staff aiding my.
Okay. Roll another Constitution check.
16.
You try to stand up and you fall. You are too weak.
Son of a bitch.
I laughed.
Pick him back up and put him back in bed.
Oh, that was funny.
The woman-man thing, it's like, comes over and she's like, "You're just gonna tear open those wounds again." You release it to her care.
No.
Hold on to it, and she's like, "You can't have that. You don't need that. You need to rest. Let me have it.
Where will you place it?
Just over here."
Addie, I'm
I
sure.
let her have
Okay.
it.
And she walks over and puts it behind the desk and then sits back down and goes back to something she's reading or writing. And the staff, like, the looking over at you, and it's all,
Mm-hmm. The faces change to one of anger to sadness and loneliness.
Our companions are a couple sheets into the wind. Still haven't seen Durant.
I don't even know what he's doing.
the woman says, we're going to need you to go. I'm sure the priest is going to want all of the non-believers, unless you want to stay for worship.
Thank you. I'm gonna head on out.
It is God's day. You sure you don't want to stay?
What is today?
God's Day.
What date?
It's God's Day. Block team 11. Block time. Block time 11?
Who are you asking?
The lady.
She says, never you mind.
Well, I appreciate the offer, but
All I have to know is it's God's day, and there's going to be lots of people here very shortly.
I'm the only one that can halfway walk right now amongst my friends and I. And I'm having trouble myself, but I got to go tend and take care of others too. I'll be back tomorrow.
We'll be here. At least we're alive.
All right. So you leave, and where do you go?
Back to Whale Tail.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
I can't get over that name. The name just...
that was before I knew what it was. Okay, so
San Diego, Wales, vagina.
You don't even know what a whale's tail is. No, I'll have to show you. And I'm going to be so sad it doesn't be in my Google images.
They'll be in Google Images.
as you guys start to hear more talking outside of the room that you're in, you realize that it seems like there's a lot of people that are coming here and then you hear a bellowing voice talking about Procan and what he does that's so great, and how keeping people safe, but yet you need to be aware that the sea and the storm are very powerful yet unpredictable things, and that nature cannot be contained.
That's a lot.
That's kind of all you can make out from the
The
other
lady
room.
is still here.
Yes. She leaves occasionally and then comes back.
When she comes back, and I ask for some, ma'am, could you assist me with something?
What?
The main reason why I wished to move earlier was so I could go to my temple and pray.
Now, where's your temple?
In the forest.
Well, you're no condition to move. You probably wouldn't make it. You're not a prisoner here, but I don't recommend it. You need rest.
I know. I dabble in healing myself. But sad to say that me having the knowledge of this stuff also makes me a little bit more temperamental or stubborn and wanting to accept.
She says, where did you learn the healing arts?
I learned it in the village that I grew up in. Or did I take that afterwards? List, actually.
She says, well, you may know more about that than I do, but I can tell you I've seen lots of injuries over the years, and yours are about as severe as I've seen of someone that still yet lives.
Good Got to you just in time. I would yell
Tends to
at
happen.
there.
Tends to happen.
She says, and you show a strong heart, young lady. She said, is that due to your elven blood? Or is that just you being so stubborn?
It's probably me being so stubborn.
Well, unless you have access to powers, you will be here for at least 2 days, I would think.
As soon as I can get to praying, I can speed up our recovery.
But 2 or 3 days isn't that long when you compare it to the rest of your life.
That's true.
Especially you of elven descent.
Yeah.
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 And I'm sure that your animal companion will be fine.
I'm sure she will as well. But
Well, as soon as we're better, I'll go with you to help find her.
finding her will not be a task. It will be very, very easy.
I'll still go with you.
She says, I would suggest you two try to get some rest. And she gets up and opens the door, and as she leaves, the kind of like the sound of all of the noise from the temple kind of blasts in for a second, and there's a lot of shadows and light, and then the door closes behind you, and after a while it just gets dark.
I'd go to sleep.
I
I don't think it'd be hard, considering I still feel like crap.
Right.
I pray before I sleep. Do a silent prayer.
All right. I would like all of you to roll charisma checks
Oh no.
on a 20. And just give me your total.
32.
Good.
5.
25? Where's your dice, Randall?
He doesn't know. He's not prepared.
14.
Plus?
I don't know if I have any pluses.
No, it's just you're just adding your
Add
charisma.
them two together.
Oh, add 2. Oh, 25.
All right. Very good. It is the next day.
We're
Lock
going-
time 12.
We are one good looking bunch.
Parent, well, I wouldn't say that.
Hey.
The morning sounds and a little bit of light streaming in awakens Hendel from the inn in the morning. You all are awakened by the old man, she woman thing, bringing you warm, like porridge.
There's your district.
I would think her,
I thank her and
and I would try to eat it.
I attempt to eat it myself, and then I attempt to move.
And those are showing all of the, I see, lines, I guess.
Showing well sites and main sizes, and
Did you say
tanks.
well sites? What are the well sites?
That's where we have our deep wells.
You guys have, okay.
Yep.
So, okay. And are you constantly updated on like the amount in each well?
That was that.
And what was it saying? One of the wells was low?
I said it failed to start.
Ah.
And then I just looked at it and go, it didn't fail to start. It's actually running.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things is timers aren't working exactly right. And if it doesn't kick on within 10 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it is, it will send out an alarm. So by the time it gets to me and I log on and go, it's flowing 515 gallons a minute. So I know the well's running.
Nice.
But hey,
I wonder how long that kind of alarm like has been in the system. Like,
Not long.
so that's a newer thing.
Within 10 years.
So before, how would they know? Somebody would just lose all their water pressure and they'd be like, I have
Somebody
no
would
water.
call and go, we don't have water.
Okay.
So they start going around checking for leaks and find out that there's a leak coming down off of Four Ridge, off our big line. We had a break out there and it drained the tanks.
Okay, so the you eat the porridge. The porridge
Yes.
is nourishing. It's not like
The best thing.
bacon
but
and
it's-
eggs, but
it's food and it's
oatmeal.
warm and it's
Yeah,
something we can eat.
and you feel better. You get a hit point back.
Yes.
Plus, overnight you were 10-2, and you gain an additional 2, so you get 3 total.
Do I get one back?
Yes. Now both of you need to make system shock rolls to see if you are not still helpless.
And we are trying higher or lower. I forget.
You want less than.
Okay. 50.
Oh,
I rolled a 50.
That's 50 even?
Yeah.
That should be low.
that is
It is.
fantastic. I needed a 75 or less. I got a 72.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Did I do sheets this week?
Oh, I didn't print yours? Okay.
Okay,
I
we've
thought
done
I
high.
did. No?
Nope.
Okay.
What you got hidden stuff over there?
Oh, well, you need to,
I'm
no, not that. You need to, you have a non-weapon proficiency slot and you have 1 weapon proficiency slot. So you need to tell me what you're attempting to learn before, unless it's something that makes sense, then you're going to have to spend time learning it.
Okay. Can these non-proficiencies go up and down or up?
If you put another one in it, you get advantage on all rolls for that, which means you get to roll twice.
Okay.
Or you could take another language.
What would the options be?
Or like any languages any of these people know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which are a few.
So,
I'll do that.
and then there's rolls involved to see if they can teach you.
Okay.
I need to look at the book real quick on that one.
All right.
Well,
So
I'm sure they'll speak Elvish or form of.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe they know these bullshit.
Or other bullshit that actually cannot be taught to non
Pig Latin?
Pretty much.
There you go.
individuals.
Snap Latin. It's like Snapdragon only, not even close.
I needed this after today. Today was rough.
Yeah.
You didn't work today.
How many
I
thieves
was
did
here.
you catch?
2.
There you go. That always makes for a fun day.
But we're learning accounting now because they are eliminating the accounting department, like our accounting person,
Why?
because they got to save money somewhere. So they took away
Why
accounting.
would Walmart need to save money? They're the most profitable retailer in the world.
Oh no! So
Well,
they're
You guys
getting
are the
rid.
ones that started selling bottled water.
The other thing is,
But
the
we're
one-
getting rid of accounting, and the CSMs now have to do it.
yeah.
So all the CSMs have been learning it. I'm 4th in line to learn it because I'm like experience-wise, there's more that more experience. They
Did you pass your roll efficiency?
So-
Thank you.
it's just been crazy. It's just been ridiculous, and people have been ridiculous. And I don't normally work on Thursdays, and it threw my whole day off.
So about that,
Should on my hit points that I've lost, should I go ahead and just subtract the difference here onto here?
Roxy.
Yes.
can I get giants as my next spell or my next?
I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, I can tonight. It's allowed under my granted powers.
If that's allowed, then it's allowed.
Then I'm
We
taking that as
are-
my next one because I want to speak
It's
with
like any
Timor
big
eventually.
corporation. If they can save money in any way they can, they will.
Which is not a bad idea. They got more money than they know what to do with.
Our store,
Even if they raise wages to fantastic, they're still going to have money.
I know. We all know this. We all think it's ridiculous, but we have to do it.
And we actually, we also, on top of that, got cut hours at our store.
No, we're not cut. Okay, so this is how it is. Right now, it's corporates and our market and all that. Right now is how they get their bonus, depending what they're at. So they cannot have any of their stores go over what they're projected to go over. Otherwise, it affects their bonus. Trust me, in like 3 weeks, they'll be all out the window,
aware.
and we can get overtime again.
I'm aware.
It's ridiculous.
And then on other stuff, last inventory, our store was fantastic.
No, we weren't.
We were the worst in the entire area. And by area, I mean just region. We were the worst in the region.
You mean like mid-states?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
middle states.
We lost over $1 million.
Yes.
In theft?
Theft, improper
Shrink?
shrink.
Okay.
Shrink.
The front end alone, like just like the impulse candy, that type of stuff, was like $4,000 of it, which is a lot when candy bar is 73 cents.
Yep.
So does the store manager get held accountable for that?
No,
No. Yes and no.
kind of.
Everybody got in trouble about it. We're doing some restructuring. People who came and did our inventory also messed up a lot, and we were able to recover the next day like 30,000 of it because they didn't scan stuff right.
Mhm.
But that's just like a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
How much was it again? How much?
Over $1 million. It's like
Over.
1.2
Some of that
million.
For what? How long was the inventory? I mean, was it
It's
a
for the
6 month
It's for,
period?
it's for the year.
Yeah,
The
it's
year.
for the
We do
year.
a yearly
Okay.
inventory.
How often do you do inventory?
A year.
A
Once a
year.
year.
Well, that's for GM.
We
side.
do ours.
Well, that's
every
for
4 months.
general merchandise. Grocery
Fresh.
does it a
Fre-
lot more.
Yeah.
But
Well,
this is over the entire store.
grocery, which is groceries, they do it on a quarterly basis, and then fresh, which is meat, deli, bakery, and produce, we do it on a monthly basis.
My side we
And
do
these
once a year.
pet and for fresh department, this last inventory was fantastic.
Badass.
And we do it at the end of the last Tuesday of every month.
Yep.
And I take part in that because I like it. It's easy.
Nope.
Well, the area is down one POS today.
POS.
Huh?
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
What about?
I got that.
What'd you say? The area?
Who left? Who
What do
got
you
killed?
mean?
Some,
Oh, okay. Okay.
guy out there off of Hedge Creek.
Okay.
He's underneath the car. The car's been abandoned for over 2 weeks. Sometime, I guess, during the night, he decided to get underneath it. Had floor jack underneath it, and he was selling out the catalytic converter, and it fell on him.
Oh. You don't know who it was, do you?
I can't remember what the name is, but yeah.
Is it somebody like that was on the Jefferson County's most wanted list? Some
No, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
He was
I
a
can go in there and I
major-
see regulars on there. I was like, oh yeah, we know they steal all the time.
He was a major meth head.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Lived right out there in Echo Valley. And he was the one that was going into people's yards and sheds.
It's not Billy Dykus by any chance.
No, was taking stuff just to go scrap it. This guy had,
Well, that's what happens when you're an addict. You got to get, I mean, that's why drugs are bad. Except for the ones I take.
Those keep you alive.
Yes. Or at least well lubricated.
Aw, yeah.
same as me, but not lubricated, just keeps my mind.
I'm on steroids
Also,
right now. So
I'm having issues finding the
Oh,
Fortify.
nice. You're going to buff up, huh?
No, I have an infected salivary gland right here.
Oh, that probably feels wonderful.
Oh, it looks
All the time.
all the time. Yeah, no. I thought it was like a lymph node at first, and then it swelled like the side of my face was like this big, and I'm like,
It's a tumor.
I think I need to go to urgent care.
You mean you didn't just have Skylar take an ice pick and go,
No, that's not how it works.
oh.
Call it Dr. Pimple Popper.
No, that's not how it works.
That's her job.
Yeah.
She
I don't
likes
do
that
that
stuff.
stuff.
You're one of those kinds.
I
Yes,
am one of those
she
type of
is.
people. It's my whole joy in life.
Squeeze it
At least
harder.
you know you got something. I live vicariously through fake stories.
That's cool.
So,
Everybody has their thing. Free food.
now that you have both eaten and
Can I try to get up?
used the chamber pot and you're like very stiffly getting up and you can do other things. So, what would you two recovering beat-aholics like to do today?
If
Try and get up
we
and
are
move
well
around.
enough to leave, I would like to donate to her temple or to thank them.
And where do you go to do this?
I don't know. Luna doesn't donate very often. It's the opposite of that.
Follow me.
Oh,
I go to.
Atty would see me looking around. I'm trying to find how I donate. I don't do these things very often.
We can ask the lady, or we can go to one of the priests.
And just at that point, you notice that there is a nice,
or there's a box.
shiny, gold-looking bowl on that shelf thing that I described earlier.
Or that thing. That's a collection bowl.
And boy, it's shiny and looks expensive.
I will not steal it from my church. Luna has morals.
I'm the
Loose?
DM, don't lie to me.
Though they may be loose morals.
Okay, so you guys head out of the door and you get into the
That's more like-
larger room of the temple, and in there you can see
I'm
a
assuming
couple.
we're kind of along.
Mhm.
I'm using
Yeah, we're not moving very quickly.
But you're
Yeah.
you're starting to like loosen up a little bit, so
Okay.
it's not as bad as it could have been. And
I would follow
the priest comes over and he's wearing the ceremonial garb of Procan with the shells sewn into the robe and the raiments, and down each of the front there's looks like seaweed that has turned into like a belt or a tie for the robe. And so it's got like this seahorse that looks like it's a handle for something that's hanging down. It could be, I don't even know what it is. And he says, well, look what we have here. The heroes of the Flying Squid, the defeaters of the Evil Eight. Thank you.
No, thank you for.
Your
We
hospitality.
were in bad shape when we came in. And if it wasn't for you, I don't think we would be here.
How did you enjoy your stay?
It was very well needed.
Did you enjoy the accoutrements of the room?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you enjoy Hagrid?
Yes,
Yes.
she was.
She?
He.
He?
We don't know either.
Very attentive.
Good.
With many churches, I compliment the tapestries of Procan that are shown about the place. They depict very amazing tales.
Did you notice the one that has Procan defeating the Kraken?
Yes,
At the Kraken.
we've met him.
Yeah.
That thing.
Yep.
Did you notice how many tentacles it had?
Did you guys relate the Kraken has been manipulated?
They worship it?
He
Question mark?
turns and he walks and he says, as he leaves, he says, the symbol of chaos is an 8-pointed star, and he disappears out the front door.
Okay. Is there like a collection bowl around, or like one of those things that say donations?
Hagrid, you notice Hagrid walk by and she says, oh, you two are looking much better.
We would like to donate to the church.
Well, that's not needed, but we appreciate it.
Yes.
Follow
How
me.
Follow her.
And she walks up to the altar, and beside the altar, you see there is a, for lack of a better term, it looks like one of those, it's round, and it's about 3 foot tall, and it's made out of metal. and it's sitting on 3 little feet. So it's like a cylinder without a top.
Okay. I'm gonna put 50 gold in it. Yes.
50 gold. Okay, so when you go to put the 50 gold in it, you notice that suddenly there's water in there, and then swimming around in there is some kind of lobster.
That light thing, or no? It's just a lobster.
A rock lobster.
Is that supposed to happen?
It waits for the donation.
What does it do?
It takes the donation and takes it to Procan.
It rubs the lotion on.
I don't know.
There's the lotion on the skin.
Well,
And
Perhaps you'd like to leave a note.
It's kind of like the crane game. You keep playing over and over.
Gracious host.
I will. Does it? Whatever. I'll just still give it coin. Whatever.
so you drop the coins in there?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I donate.
it
10
sounds like the
myself.
coins hit the water.
Okay.
I donate another 10 myself.
You are very generous.
Well,
That is a lot of money.
yes.
It is little.
But it is what you did for us. You know, we can't really repay you in the fullest way. Let's put a small token.
We only sought to repay you for getting rid of the evil 8.
We
Didn't know who they were when it happened.
last time we were here, we did not have a run-in with them.
No, we had to run into the Kraken last time.
And the wave.
Yes.
He was fun.
Unfortunately, no matter where you go, there will always be fish out of water.
We thank you for your hospitality, but we're best to go find our friends and make sure they are okay.
Yes, and I'm a man of the forest, so fish out of water. This is a city. I'm out of water.
Well, good luck to you, and may whenever you see the waves, may Procan guide your fortunes. And she moves along. It moves along. You're still not sure.
Okay.
Kind of a mustache going on there.
He, she,
Is its
it did.
is its name Pat?
He's married to Chris.
And what? Don't they have a cousin named Kelly?
Yes. David told me about this story.
Of course he did. Man, he was not he did not waste any time Friday night.
Oh, I'm sure he got drunk fast.
I mean, I don't even know if it was 11 o'clock, and he was gone.
That's
And
what
he
he
was
does.
sitting with us.
That's what he does the entire time he's at cons. He just drinks and has a good
It's
time.
like, holy crap! I mean, he couldn't hardly walk.
Oh, that's
He got 2, and I was like, all right, come on, man, you quit it. You're embarrassing us. God, I love you. I can fish bump. Fish bump.
that sounds like my
Come on.
Yeah, he mentioned something on Friday that 2 friends ended up taking him to his room.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't me, though. Somebody else from security helped him, and he was in a different inn. So I don't know who walked him over there.
Is that where Sean back again?
Sean was there. He's ill right now. And then the bard is doing something with choir, and the girl is in a wedding.
Thursday night wedding?
Who knows? I know weddings are full of things, having done one. There's a lot of things involved.
I've done 2. The first one was a lot of things to be done. The second one's like yes or no.
Yeah, well, that's because you get your practice one out of the way.
Yeah.
Then the second one's like, oh, this is all we need.
Easy.
Yeah. Well, you can't learn it unless you eat it.
Just as true.
Yeah, that's pretty much who does it. Cons is gets drunk.
So you guys leave,
Yes.
and where do you go?
The whale's tail. That's where I'm headed to.
I'm making my way to the gates.
Do you?
Okay, which gates?
Okay, I see it start to Separated. That's the one for you to go with them.
You go to the east gates or the west gates?
I go to
The east gates are by the flying squid.
I go to the east gates.
Okay.
I shall return.
Do you want me to go with you?
It is not necessary.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to find my companion.
Maybe you should buy her some meat before you go as a surprise.
I will get her some on the way back in.
Be safe.
I
I'm
will.
gonna head my way over to the inn and check on everybody else.
All right. So you roll me a d12.
And I get
Come on, roll a 1, baby.
my 12.
Come on. Make Daddy proud.
I got a 5.
Okay, so you walk in and you see Dumbledore, Dumbledorina, and Pendle there all. The other two are hungover, and he's just sitting there. And then you walk in and join them.
Yep, like not very smoothly. It's a little, a little rough looking.
She looks a little better. You can tell that her hands all bandaged up, and her dress is torn and still bloody, but otherwise she looks slightly better. Not quite as, so she's got like a big black eye now, though, that's kind of set in.
Oh yeah, nice
So-
look.
I'm glad to see you're up.
Yes, I feel better today.
Well, I think you're better today, and others are hurting today.
Well, that's because of their own choices. Unfortunately, I gotta accept their consequences in life. Addie's outside of the gate looking for his cat.
I figured as much. If I could help, I would. I think I made a little bit of a connection with it, but not enough to make a difference to go find it on my own.
Yeah, I offered if he wanted someone. He said no, but he's a druid and they like the
I totally get that. I am the same way.
I'm a city dweller,
Green Acres is the place to be.
right?
I wish to go to the mayor's office today to inquire if there's reward about what we did.
There better be. We did a lot, but before we go, I think I need to change.
I think you look fine.
Yeah, this was I like put my hand through a hole. This is a good look.
And as you do that, you can feel like part of your hair is all encrusted. And it's
Maybe
like,
I need to take a bath.
Take your time. Maybe we'll do it after dinner.
Okay. Do we have rooms here with our stuff?
Yes, it's not room 7.
Okay, what room is it? I won't go there, but I'm sure there's other ones up there.
We've just been piling everything in a couple rooms, and you can take either one of them. And I tell her the room that I stay
3
in.
and 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll go to 3, see if my stuff's in there. It is.
Sure is.
Well, first thing, now that the door is shut, that coin pouch that I snagged. I want to see how much is in it.
Okay.
I've been waiting for this. I was going to do that, and then I got attacked. Twice.
Okay, first thing, roll me a luck check, which is a level check on a 30. So you need to roll basically a 30 because you're not level 11. I'm sorry, no, on a 20. My bad.
I rolled an 8 on the 30.
Okay, so
I made
what's
my level.
no, what's roll a 20. I said the wrong dice. You're gonna take it and add it to your level. So
I got a 16.
plus your level is a
25.
there you go, over 21. So you make your luck check. Very good. So means you get to roll it, and you get to roll a d6 for each level that you have.
Oh. Each level?
Mm-hmm.
3,
If you scream Yahtzee, I'll hug you.
5,
I'll break it up.
6, 7.
No love here.
I
My
know,
kids
I'm
are
out
down
of them. I'm out of the
Well,
easy
just
to
roll
read
4 of them and then
ones. Or
roll.
you can just give me one.
Or you can keep cobbing out. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god, the amount of 6s I see.
6, 12,
18,
20, 24, 28, 31, 36, 39.
There's an easier way of doing that, but that works.
39 silver coins.
Sweet. That's a good
She
one.
doesn't. She wasn't grouping by
Yeah,
tens,
I don't group by
and
tens.
so
I know that.
she just makes it harder on herself.
Is that Common Core math stuff?
I don't know. I didn't do Common Core. That was after me.
I'm in calc.
That's okay. Just wherever you're chafing, put that on and you'll be fine.
I'm in calculus, so
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought he said talc. My bad. I forget I said that.
I got it.
Oh, we got it.
I'm aware. I just ignored it.
Well, while she goes upstairs, I'm gonna see about getting some breakfast.
Okay, so there's some bread and cheese if you wanted to eat something. Normally, people don't eat anything until the noon meal, and then they have a late supper, which is usually soup or what have you. But they can bring you some bread and cheese if you'd like some.
That's what I'd like.
Okay, so 4 coppers will get you some. And then you want a weak beer to wash it down. That's another 1 copper coin for a little
Sounds good.
mug of weak beer. What else do you do in the room? Anything?
I would get a fresh set of. Do I know if there's a bathhouse in this town?
You don't, unless you remember if there was.
I do not remember.
The only thing I can say is there was a thing that I described. And if you want to try to remember it, I will let you make your memory roll, which is intelligence versus 30. Otherwise, you'll have to come up with some other way to remember that little bit of fact.
I will do it until.
Okay.
We're so close to being successful.
What'd you roll?
Rolled 20.
What's 20 plus your intelligence?
Oh, 32.
Bam.
On a 30 then?
Oh, I'm wrong. Roll a 20. Wrong thing. My bad.
I was like, what?
Like a 20 on 20, she gets success.
No, that's right. Hold on. You rolled a 30?
Yeah, I got a 20 on my 30.
And what's your intelligence?
12.
So you got a 32?
Out of 41.
Okay. So you don't remember.
Okay.
I thought.
But there is a bowl in this room
Yeah, I would
with
use
water.
that to get the majority of the
Okay.
gunk
So
off.
you clean
Put on
yourself
clean
up as
clothes.
best you can without having the thorough scrub action.
Yes,
And then you put on your other clothes that you
Yes.
have.
just my common clothes,
Okay.
nothing fancy.
And then do you put on your armor as well, or do you keep that stowed?
I'll keep it stowed for now. But
Okay.
I'm gonna take my dress with me. I'm gonna put. How am I gonna carry it? What do I have? I'll just carry it. I'm gonna take it with me. I'm gonna see if we can get it fixed.
Okay, very good. Okay, so we switch over to the eastern side, and you're at the gate. And what do you do? There's some guards there, and they proceed to open the gate because there's people that are wanting in and out.
I walk up to the guard,
Okay.
and so there's multiple people attempting to leave.
The gates are flung open, and there's access in and out.
And I asked the guard, a couple nights back, there was an animal who was released, I believe, from this part of the gate. It was a mountain lion. Have you
Well, not
spotted
during
it?
my shift. I work day shift.
Okay. I was just wondering. And basically all the forests were on the east side of the town, correct? From what I remember, northeast side of the town. And I begin as
The top of the top of the cliff has been clear cut,
Mhm.
but then the woods take over after a certain point.
Mhm. Then I make my way to the. Well, I walk out the gates, and I look around. Do I see Luna?
Roll me an observation check.
Nope,
Okay.
not even close.
What was your total?
Which is intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Group them.
14.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a very low.
Okay.
roll.
Yeah, you don't even see the butterflies that are there.
Yeah,
Must be very windy.
I
Because the wind's whipping up in the morning, and it's whichever way the lake effect is. I used to know this answer, but I think the wind blows out during the day, so it's like coming down the cliff and whipping past you.
I make my way to the top of the cliff.
So you go start walking up the road and la-di-da, and you can see some people occasionally, and some guy like selling his shoes because he appears to be destitute. Give me 2 coppers for these shoes.
I hand him 2 gold. Keep the shoes.
Oh, thank you. And then you make it to the top of the hill, and you have the road that continues west or goes back the way you came east. Or you can go through the fields where there was the festival last year and head off into the woods. So you have a whole big area you can go.
I go off into the woods through the festival area.
Okay. Go into the woods.
I get about 30 or so feet into the woods. And then I get down on my knees and begin to pray. And I'm there for half the day. Praying.
All right. And how long do you pray?
Oh yeah, that's really epic music.
Let me start doing math. 50, 60, 40, 210 minutes, which is just shy of 4 hours.
Okay.
So 3.5 hours.
So that's what you're doing for a while. Roll me a d12.
That's just kidding. It's a hateful 9. You left one love.
Cockeyed. 12.
All right. So back at the inn. What are you guys doing there?
After I do all that, because I would.
Oh yeah, you're going out with your dress. Is anybody going with you?
I was gonna come down the handle and
Okay, go ahead.
twinkle dumb over there, and I'm gonna head to the market, see if this can get fixed. If you want to come along,
Sounds good.
I'll buy you a snack.
Right on. Makes me sound cheap.
It's fine. So this I think would be the first time you either saw me not in armor or dress. I'm just wearing like regular traveling clothes. I don't know if this thing can be salvaged.
Well,
I can just get a new one, I guess.
I apologize.
Oh, it's not your fault.
Well, they said stuff and I wasn't backing down.
I don't exactly know what happened. Once they came in, Thea was like, "See, I told you we weren't crazy. It's that people that..." And then all hell broke loose, and I just jumped up into the banisters because
Well, he started bearing blade, and
I'm agile. I think the only reason why I'm alive.
I'm not.
The only reason why I'm alive is because I'm agile.
So
The only reason why Addie's alive
Where are you guys right now? You still in the inn?
Yeah.
Okay. So Thea and Peter are like, I'm going back to bed and leaving. Go back up to the rooms and crash. At least that's what you assume that they're doing. They might be doing something else.
Bumping uglies.
But probably not, because Peter looked a little green around the gills.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're ready, I'm just gonna head out to. I'm gonna look for a tailor, and then as we're walking through the market, if there's some sort of
We're just gonna look around.
yeah, if there's
Okay.
some sort of vendor stall that looks like there's something really interesting that catches Kendall's eye, I will. I'm looking for a tailor, but I'm also paying attention to see what he's looking at.
Just
Looking for a pen.
A pen?
Is there a pen over there? I know there's one over there. There's
I
no
got
pen on the table.
You got a pen?
Yeah.
And black or blue ink?
Black.
Wow, now you're getting really specific. That's actually one of the videos
I
we
don't
watched
want a
on the
number
county.
2 pencil.
Because
I
we
want
used
a
black or blue
pen.
ink. And we're just like, really? We shouldn't do our accounting in pink ink? We should do it in black and blue? What?
So as you walk around, you notice that from the Flying Squid, as you start to head in towards the city on the road, that there's the mayor's house right there.
Oh, we need to stop there.
And the Reeves house is sort of behind it down the street that you've already been to. And then you notice that the temple is within like 200 feet of that in this circle. And on the opposite side of the temple is the jailhouse. And then behind the temple is this large cemetery that's even got more space than the temple takes up. And there's a well by the temple that a lot of people are currently going and getting fresh water. And occasionally there's other wells that you see people going to. But this temple is very busy this morning. The well, I should say. So, do you kind of hang on the back streets, or do you go down the main the main street, which would be the quickest way to get to the
main
market street? All right, roll a d12.
Just had my 12. 3.
All right.
If you want, I say if you want to change the game a little bit, let's stop in and see Raina instead of her coming to see us.
Well, she already visited us at. Well, she didn't. She said her.
We'll stop in and see if there's a reward. If she knows anything about it, or we'll knock on the mayor's office.
That works. We can do that. I'm fine with that. My goal is just to make it to a tailor at some point today. I don't think we're going to be traveling anytime soon at this rate.
I figure as much as she's in our back pocket, we'll make it known that we don't mind stopping at her place too.
Good idea. I'm okay with that. Let's do it.
I don't like that one. Let's try this.
No.
I like the dog bark. Show the cat meowing.
That's a nighttime atmosphere.
Yes, it
What
is.
bullshit is that?
I didn't hear any frogs.
Let's just add a bunch of shit. Why not?
Add all the stuff. What is that? What was the second thing he added before the dog?
Chicken coop?
Oh, I don't know. Something sounded like something was dying.
Well, One audience. There you go. Okay, so where do you go, guys? End up going? You talk. So tell me what your
We're going to
destination.
go by Rain's office.
Okay. So you cross in front of the mayor's office, go around the temple, and you go to the jail. And the jail's kind of set up with 3 separate buildings. And the first one you can see right, it's like got exposed bars where there's people in there that aren't even protected from the elements.
It's so loud.
There, that's better. Okay, so you walk into the middle one, which has the official seal sign above the door of the town. And the word magistrate, if you can read.
Yep.
And you walk in, and you can see there's guards hanging about, talking to each other, and they look at you, give you the sideways look as you walk in. And there appears to be somebody at a desk who might be someone you can talk to. This guy looks to be an older man wearing a fancy shirt with epaulets, no armor, not particularly in shape. And he says, what do y'all want?
Yeah, we're here to see Raina, if possible.
I would like both of you to make charisma checks.
26.
18.
That's it?
Well, you take your charisma times plus this.
Plus that? Yeah.
18.
Oh, okay.
You're 26.
So he looks at you, and then he looks at you and goes, you want to see Raina?
Yes, please.
Why?
We were part of that group that dispatched the Hateful Eight. I'm sorry, the Evil Eight. I was thinking of that.
But he looks you up and down. What are you wearing again?
Just my traveling clothes. It's my normal. No armor.
No weapons?
No.
Not even your trusty dagger?
I don't know where it is. I had it with me, but I didn't roll to see if it was with me. It could be in the inn still. I didn't check to see, so I didn't grab it.
Okay. What's your names?
Aluna and Atty.
Hold on. So a little while later. Raina's not in.
Okay. He was someone that we should talk to about see if there was a reward for them, since everybody in town knows it was us.
Oh, the reward, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the guy you need to talk to about that.
Oh.
And he gets up from the desk and he's got a limp and grabs a cane. He starts going over to the wall and he points and he says, see that right there?
Look at it.
Wanted, dead or alive. Evil 8. Robbery. Larceny. Racketeering. And other gang-related activity.
Well, they're dead.
Okay, where's the proof?
At the inn. Do your investigation.
At the inn? Well, I can't just go on your word there.
You can read the whole big.
You can be cute all you want, little missy, but I need proof.
You ask Raina, she showed up.
Well, it's a shame Raina's not here.
You can ask some other guards who've been questioning us.
Which ones?
Of course I wrote it down. There's 3 that came into the temple earlier where another companion and I were yesterday. They came in yesterday to let us know that we weren't in trouble for fighting.
What were their names?
They didn't give us their names. There's an older gentleman He had a blue cloak on with your symbol. The 2 other with him.
Can you give me any more information that could convince me? Nothing?
I mean,
I'm not going to say that you're lying, but
maybe not.
I need more proof.
I mean, I got this
Perhaps-
giant gash in my hand that it wasn't from like
Show you
cutting
the
something.
wounds.
Like,
I'm sorry that you're hurt, but how do I know you got them there?
you could ask the temple. They're the ones who came in after the fight and where we've been staying at.
I guess I could, but that would mean walking all the way over there, and you know that it's like just right behind the. He's like, I don't get around very well, and he takes his cane, goes back over to his, and sits down. He says, I'm not saying you're lying. I believe you. I just need something more than somebody coming in saying we did this. So if Raina says you did, I believe her, but she's not here right now.
Do we know when she'll be here?
Raina's a very hard worker. She takes this stuff more seriously than some of us even would like. And at that, you notice a couple of guys are like looking around, like, don't get me involved in that.
So do we know what the total reward is?
Yeah. 50 gold a head. 25 if dead. 50 if captured alive.
Yeah, they're dead.
He says, just between me and you, I heard about all that. But still, I need something more to go on. Because when they ask me, I got to have an answer. I would suggest that either A, you tell me where you're staying and I can have Raina, or 2, you can come back later.
Well, we're at the whale's tail now because the other end is, kind of shut down at the moment.
I suspect it is. I heard it was a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Wasn't pretty.
Also heard that there was a wild animal there.
Yes.
That's true, huh? How did it get there?
We travel with a druid. It is his companion.
A druid. Shakes his head.
See? Druids. They're weird, man.
Yeah, well, to be honest, we all kind of give it a funny look when it comes walking in the room.
But he's a good guy. I've known him for a while. Before the cat, even. I know him before his cat.
All right, well.
Which is weird that his cat's name is Luna. My name's Aluna.
I wasn't going to say anything.
How many did you kill?
All of them.
All 8.
All 8?
Yeah. I assume all. There was a point where I passed out.
There's one that was still breathing when the priest took him, but I don't know if he survived.
So there might be one survivor.
Well, if I know Raina, she's probably hip deep in figuring all this out. What'd you say your name was again?
Aluna?
And you were who?
Hendel.
He's like scratching his chin. Why does that sound familiar?
We're
We're
not Raina's not our biggest fan.
Why not? You just did the town a big favor.
Well, she's asked us not to leave the town. And we were staying, and next thing you know, Evil 8 show up, and things happen.
All right.
But she knows us, and if you could pass along that we're at that inn, we really appreciate it.
I will. Very good. Anything else?
No, you've been more than helpful.
Yeah, we really appreciate your help. You've been very kind.
Well, I am partial to brunettes.
He's looking at his hair. What's going on with my hair? Well, thank you so much, and hopefully the rest of your day is nice and quiet.
It usually is. Business has picked up recently.
Funny how that is.
All right, so
And then I would leave.
okay.
Yep.
And then where do you guys, or what do you do now?
Head to the market now.
Okay. So you go down to the market, and it's seems pretty busy. You can see somebody that you recognize from the Flying Squirrel. Looks to be negotiating
Flying
for
squid.
Flying Squid, Flying Squirrel,
Flying squirrel.
for something. They don't notice you.
Okay. Did you wear real shoes today, Chris, or sandals?
Real shoes.
Okay, good.
You also notice that
That awesome.
the man that you stole from is there. And this time he's got a young man with him who's armed and seems to be escorting him around.
Oh, yeah.
But eventually you find a tailor,
Yes.
and what do you do?
Is it like a shop or is it just a stall?
This particular place, it is open air market.
Okay. I would ask them, I would approach the person at the counter. Do you guys do repairs?
Well, of course.
I don't even know if this can be repaired. And I would kind of like unfold it and just kind of like sit it down.
He's like, oh my, what happened here?
You know the fight that happened up at the Flying Squid?
No. Was there a terrible fight at the Flying Squid?
Yeah, the Evil 8 were involved.
The Evil 8? Oh no, those bastards.
Well, they're gone now.
What? They're gone?
Yeah.
Like somebody drove them out of town?
They got killed.
What?
Yes.
I've been paying protection to them for months. They're dead?
You don't pay protection anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally got what was coming to me. Hey, Ralph, did you hear that? The Evil 8 are dead. He's like, no, don't. Cut it out. That's not funny.
No,
It's true. This lady said it's true. He's like,
I was
how do you,
there.
why?
I helped. Hence why that looks like it does.
Let me charisma check.
How much protection spells are
26.
He's like, well, it definitely would be cheaper to repair this than to buy a new dress, but it's not going to look as nice as a new dress.
Okay.
Like you might want to relegate this dress to times when you're spinning or tending the animals or what have you.
Barbuck's dying over there. The thought of Aluna spinning and tending to animals.
Cooking dinner.
Yeah, Aluna's a big cook. She was all starved. She was ready to try rations and do that.
So yeah, we can fix it. I'm not so sure about getting all the blood out of it, but we can try.
Well, how about I buy a new dress from you?
How about you do that?
I can do that.
Okay. You want to try one that we happen to have here? We have 3 different sizes of one that's very similar with the.
Do you think you have something small enough for me?
Sure. You're not a dwarf.
No. Then yes, I would love that. Can you get me a new dress?
Okay. He says, would you like your dress? Would you like this labor woman's dress made of adorable and comfortable linen with the central drawstring, which would be able to fit, most just size-wise. So it doesn't matter about your, how wide you might be. Or would you like a dyed, more fancy dress? A
dyed one.
Okay. The what color? We have.
I suggest red.
We have
Expensive.
this. I don't know, it's like the color's been taken out of the cloth. And we have a beige, a gray, a brown, and a black.
I'll go with the black one.
Okay. And you can tell that this dress is a lot. It's got less. The cloth is less sturdy than the dress that you ruined.
Okay.
So it's like thinner. I'm sure you know what I mean, like in regular clothes.
Yeah.
Some clothes are thicker than others.
Yeah.
Like this shirt is thicker than a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So he says, this cost you 2 silver coins.
Gladly. How much do you think it would cost to try to do some sort of repairs to this?
For this dress here?
Mhm.
Let's see. Well, it's like it's double. And so probably, do you remember how much you paid for this?
I do not. It's kind of an older dress.
I would say just to repair the rips and the tears and everything, or to like totally try to redo it.
Kind of just repair the rips and the tears.
I would say silver.
Okay. I would go ahead and hand him 5 silver. Everything.
Okay.
Would thank him. And what time should I? How long do you think the repairs will take?
Probably the day after tomorrow we'll have this ready.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you were asked to
Do I get some sort of receipt?
sign the thing, and you were given a receipt for the
The dress. All right, Hendel. I think I promised you a snack now.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you a personal question too.
Sure.
Do you speak Elvish?
No,
No.
I was raised with humans.
Okay. I'm trying to learn another language. That's the reason why.
I was actually taught Southern Tongue by a dwarf. So
Okay.
figure that out. No, I'm unfortunate my language skills are not very high.
Okay.
I can speak a few languages. I can speak one other language, but I don't think it'll benefit you much unless you're into that style of life. So
I don't know. So I'll trust you.
okay. But I can promise you a snack.
That's fine. I just enjoy the company and being out. I don't like being caught up in the business.
See, I always find most comfort in building.
didn't you guys spend a full day recovering? No, that's right. You woke up and you made your rolls, right?
Yeah, we made our rolls and I got back. I'm up to 6 health now.
So do you know what today is?
112. It's God's day.
No, that was
Today. 11.
God's day was yesterday.
9.
okay. So today's still the 12th.
Today not the 12th? Did I miss a day?
God's day is the 11th.
Okay,
It's
so
the 4th, 11th, 18th, etc.
Okay. Yeah, because 11th is when the guards came in and then they went to sleep. So I would just keep up idle chit chat, looking for something that looked
Okay.
interesting to buy in the stalls. Typically, something maybe more exotic food wise or that smelled really good.
Okay.
Minus, not like a stew that we've been eating.
So, Addie, you're finally done crying. Roll a d20.
Roll the 6.
Okay.
The first thing I do is a fun little spell called Detect Animal. It should be. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's fine. Locate animals or plants. There it is. And I locate. I picture a mountain lion in my head as I pray to Obadhai. Obadhai, allow me to find my companion, Luna, the mountain lion. And
what is the range of that spell?
The range is come on. Is 100 yards plus 20 yards per level, so 240 yards, and by 10 yards width, and I will turn every once per round, and I go to all cardinal directions, all 8 cardinal directions.
What's the name of the spell?
Locate animals or plants.
Okay. Okay. Roll personnel.
67.
And what? And you're trying to locate Luna?
Yes.
Okay. So you cast the spell, and takes you a little bit. You start to do what you say. And you turn.
And she's sitting there.
And after 7 minutes, you detect no Luna.
Hello.
Pretty excited for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I go back to the cliffside.
Okay.
All the while, I'm looking around best I can see.
You go back into the town?
I go through the west gate. So when I'm basically, I go back to the cliffside and then I walk around
Okay.
to go through to the west gate, all the while searching for her. And I will call out.
Roll another observation.
22 added to that. Intelligence, right? 30.
30? Intelligence is more than 8. No?
Not this character.
Oh, okay.
This character.
Yeah. All right.
This character has Aluna stats.
You don't see her.
I have Aluna stats.
Hey, Luna's doing just fine with her stats.
So is Atty.
Sorry, that was Sky.
Okay. Before I enter the city, I pray to Obadhai and ask that he cure my light wounds.
Okay.
Obadhai, could you please cure the wounds of your loyal follower?
Roll 3. I feel so excited.
And basically what happens is I feel right, basically like all the visible scars vanish, and while I still may hurt, like internally, outward, it doesn't look like that bad. Is that correct?
Say that again.
Using any cure wounds, even if it's light, any outward scars, whatever, go away, and while I may still feel bad from not.
Well, it depends on how much damage you've taken.
Okay.
Some of your wounds, like if you have a lot of wounds,
also,
then some wounds might close up, and scars are determined by how long you were stayed at negative hit points.
gotcha. Do I have any serious wounds on me still, or injuries?
I thought you had,
if I remember right, I had.
because you could barely move. Yeah, your foot had a
My foot had a big one,
critical wound.
and that's not been addressed, correct?
Correct.
Then I also will take a knee and pray to Obadhai to mend my broken foot. And I cast Repair Injury.
Okay.
That puts me at that. I'm currently up to 12 out of 30 for numbers' sake.
You ready, Bob?
They're close.
Son was texting me, goes, you watching the game? I went, nope. Goes, you're not gonna watch the game? I said, I'm not home.
Oh. Yeah, say it was a hell of a game. I was at work, so.
I stayed up last night.
No, what was last night? I was doing something. Oh, probably homework with the kids.
4.5
So-
hours.
Oh yeah, look at your dad.
You'll have that. You got to catch them right when they come home, otherwise they want to do other things. So. And then it's baths and all that. So.
And the game was 4.5 hours long last night.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
After that, not having as much of a limp, I walk back into town and go to the whale's tail.
Okay.
Because I remember being told that we're no longer allowed to stay at the other place, and that currently we were staying at the Whale's Tail.
All right. So you go in and
Go to the
Actually,
whale's tail. And you see your Hendel and Aluna are there.
have you guys seen? I walk in, looking less dead, a lot less dead.
Well, you look better than you did when you left.
Yes, there is still a very serious wound that has not been healed yet.
You luck finding the cat?
That is the wound I refer to.
I'm sorry about that.
Where is the guard lady?
Right now, she
Raina.
knows we're here. She should hopefully be visiting us soon. Yeah, inquired about a reward.
okay, so you guys are in that same. No, you're in a different inn.
Yeah.
That's right. Can you take a picture of that and send it to me? Yeah. Before I erase it.
With the body's laying down?
You know what the body's on the floor?
And label it flying squid. Thank you. And you should be able to just attach that to a text, I would think, off a smartphone,
Yes.
and then send it to me. Then at some point I'll draw that up on a piece of paper. But now you're at the flying squid. And the flying squid is
We're at the whale's tail.
at the whale's tail. That's a little different. Because the whale's tail actually has a stable.
Yeah, it's just a little picture too.
It's a little fancier, just a little. It's even, and it has its own house brewery as well.
Oh wow.
This is the bar area up here. And it's got some like 5x10 tables that are more square. And they're set up a little bit more organized
More uniform.
than the flying squid. But like the flying squid, they have the same kind of thing in the corner for performers. And they even have a privy. Which is basically just holes in the floor. So, any particular table you guys want to be at?
Where's the front door?
Actually, everyone comes in through the stables, believe it or not. No, what am I saying? The front door, that's over here.
Well, I would prefer to be at that far back table.
And then here, are some steps that go up in the second floor. So you got kind of like a balcony here that lines up. This is underneath. And there's also another set of steps over here that goes up as well. So you got two different ways. So sometimes there's people standing up here. So they're up there in the room. The cat's out here. So you want to be where?
In the, like, not by the front door.
Yeah. Farthest table from the front door.
In the corner.
This one?
This side.
This one.
So we can see the front door.
There you
We
go.
ain't gonna get surprised on again.
Well, there's that, and there's actually another table underneath here.
Okay.
It's a longer one. If
No,
you
that's
wanted to
fine.
be under the balcony.
Nah. There's only a few of us.
Okay.
We can get there. You can use the balcony for cover.
And then there's a fire pit here. And there's a fire pit here.
Oh yeah, nice and toasted. That's beautiful fire pop.
Thank you. And then this inn also has, instead of candles, it has like wagon wheels with candles on them that they lower with ropes
Oh, that's cool.
every so often when the light's needed, and there's windows that they can open
Okay.
all around. Okay, so you guys are there, and it's dinner time, and they've been cooking all morning, and
Let's get something to
people are
eat.
starting to come in, and you can pay basically a silver will get you food and drink for each of you.
Okay. All right, I'll pay for him.
Appreciate it.
And Annie.
Thank you. And of course, as you're sitting there,
Eating our food, minding our own business.
roll me a d12. You roll a d12, Hendel.
Three.
Okay. There are a man and a woman. I don't seem to have a woman figure out there. Is there any figures over there?
No.
Oh, we'll use. I find one. Anyway, a man and a woman. And they choose to sit right here. And they look like they're ordering food. They're not dressed in. You can't really pick them out of a crowd. They don't look unusual, other than the fact that they start up a conversation with you guys.
Okay.
And they say, hi, I'm Randall, and this is my wife, Tori. And we're new in town. And you guys don't respond?
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah.
Everyone been in town a couple days.
We've come for the springtime festival. We know that it's coming up soon, but we don't know exactly when. Do you know?
Apologies, I do not.
I'm afraid I'm not. Daddy, do you know?
Last time we were here, it was the fall festival, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm afraid I do not remember.
I'm sorry to say, but we do not know.
I'd assume it'd be soon, though.
Since it is starting to warm up.
And to prepare for planting. Well, planting is already happening. But for the first set of harvest.
The woman looks at you and says, "That's a lovely dress,
Oh, the black one?
if that's what you're wearing." I don't know that you put it away, so
No,
I'm
I guess I
assuming
haven't
it's
put it away. It's
sitting there on the table or whatever.
Oh, thank you. I just got it.
Is there a funeral?
No. I just like
8 of them.
No, I mean,
You say that out loud? Okay, so the man's like, 8 funerals, what happened?
it was a getting in town. They were dispatched.
Oh my. Is it safe now?
Yeah.
Do you think we should leave town?
Oh no, you're fine. They have very many capable guards here.
Okay, I would like all of you to roll observation.
That's 30? You don't have it?
Yep. And your intelligence.
27.
21.
Okay. The man puts his hands up on the table and he says, "It's been a long ride from Hardby. There's been some odd things going on there too.
Oh yeah, like what?
Well, I know before, what was it? Feels like months ago, but there was a huge fire.
Oh yes, at that giant trial.
Oh, you know about that?
Yeah. I was there.
You were there. What happened? What caused the fire?
A sword general.
A what?
Sword rulers. There's a religion from the Renault's lands. One of their generals, like a priest, a high-powered priest. Attacked.
He's looking at you,
Do I recognize him?
not understanding.
I don't recognize him at all.
He doesn't look like
Is he an
anyone that
old
you've
guy
met.
or young?
No. I mean, no. He's not an old guy. He's probably, I would say, in his 30s.
Okay.
Same way with the woman.
Okay. There was a priest of sorts set the place on fire.
The man looks at you and says, "A priest set the courts on fire.
Not.
That's crazy. Why would they do such a thing?"
Such is the way of the Nalsian.
Are they all like that?
No.
Only the sword rulers.
You know, there's always the fanatics of any religion and of any faith.
This entire faith is them.
Well, the ones that I've met.
The woman looks at you, and unless you're wearing something different than you always wear, you look very outdoorsy and homespun and folksy.
Yes.
And she looks at you, and she says, "What's your name?"
My name is Atty Stormleaf.
Atty Stormleaf. What an unusual name. Are you from around here?
From here, from there. I don't really stop and stay at one place. I tend to roll around.
Then she looks over at you and she says, "And what might your name be, sir?
My name is Henry.
And are you from around here?
I'm from just north.
And you said you were at Harvey. Is that where you hail from?"
I'm from Greyhawk.
And then the man kind of elbows her and points. And she's like, "Oh, you must be far from home."
Oh, only half. I grew up in Greyhawk, in the city.
The man kind of gets in and he's like, "I heard that sometime during the spring festival, there's going to be an invasion."
Oh yeah? Where'd you hear that from?
From one of those fanatical sword ruler that you mentioned. And the guy stands up and he reaches into his pouch and he pulls out something and tosses it on the table in front of you.
I look at it.
It appears to be 8 little tiny swords that clatter along the table top.
Like the dagger miniatures? That
The ones that were crossed, or just
They look like 8 tiny miniature swords.
nope. Are you sure I don't recognize this guy?
And sure,
Sure, I don't recognize this guy.
you can roll an observation. You can roll a that would be intelligence.
I recognize he's human.
Okay.
That's about all I know.
Where'd you get
I
these
barely
from?
noticed that.
He says, "From one of those crazy sword ruler people that you mentioned." And the woman's just sitting there.
So they just hand you this little,
They're sitting on the table.
no. Did these sword ruler people just give you these little things?
No, I made those.
Oh, you made them.
To give to others.
You didn't by chance sell a whole bunch of those about a year ago or give to someone?
I mean, I've sold a bunch.
No
Apparently,
guy.
it's the new thing.
I'll be right back. Nobody gets up and runs upstairs to his stuff. Starts rummaging through her bag. He pulls out one of those little dagger miniatures, which I still have. Holding on to the stupid things. Nobody knows I have it. Now I'm coming running back down. Now I'll look to see if it's the same thing.
It is. And the woman's like, "Oh, goody, Randall, it is her." And Randall says,
You stole them from my uncle. He tried to kill me with these. Do you know what these mean? Oh yeah, I'm pissed at this point.
Wait, so you're responsible for all
Can I
that.
tell that she's angry?
Oh yeah, you would
"What are you
visibly see
talking about? I'm an
her being
artist."
worked up. Yeah, you know what these people are using them for now?
"I assume for jewelry?"
No, it's how to identify spies for these people. Someone's got murdered.
That doesn't
because
make
of
any
these.
sense.
Someone's
Yes, it
got
does.
murdered over these.
Why would spies carry identifying things? That doesn't
I'm not
make
a
any
spy.
sense. If I was a spy, I wouldn't want anyone to know I was a spy.
That's what I thought.
And then the
too.
woman's like, she gives this weird like look. And then she looks and she goes, "Are you a spy, Master Handel?
I don't think so.
It's not a coincidence.
Are you a spy, Atty Stormleaf?"
I'm pushing back
No.
away from the table.
And he's like, "All you had to do was say you weren't interested." And he goes to grab all of them off the table and he carefully collects them, stuffs them back in his pouch. And he says, "Well, to avoid future awkwardness, come on, Tori, let's go and leave these fine folks by themselves." And they get up and move over to this table.
That was odd.
And then they get,
That was not coincidental.
That was not a coincidence. They came over here.
Last time I saw those, it resulted in us getting attacked. Well, it's not a lie, it's true. It was told the stories I say.
A lot of them are true.
Nobody believes me.
Some of us did because we were there with you.
That's just great.
So,
they are, she gets up from the table and she walks over, goes in the water closet. But when she does, she looks over at you and you can see, you have lip reading? No. Okay. Roll a 30 and add your intelligence. Nothing?
16.
Okay. Okay. So she mouths something to you that you don't understand, and then she disappears into the water closet.
I'm gonna get up and go to the water closet.
And right when you get up,
Okay.
you get up and go over there.
Yeah. I'm looking for her.
Wait,
And
so
try
do
to
I see
open
the
it?
guy leave?
Yes.
It is.
Like, is it a sturdy lock?
It's a bar just on the inside, like anyone would do if they were in a room that they didn't want somebody to barge in while they're crumping.
I'm gonna wait by the door.
Okay, so you just wait by the door. Meanwhile, you guys are sitting there.
No. So I see the guy get up and walk
Yeah.
out. I follow him.
Okay, so you get up, and when you get out here, you don't know which way you went. So apparently something's happened here, Hendel, because these two are like tripping, and now you're sitting there at the table by yourself.
Like, what the heck just happened?
Oh, you definitely smell.
Shoot. Is there a plant around? I walk out. Is there a plant?
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's little sprouts that are growing up by the edge of the building.
I cast a spell.
Okay.
What are you doing?
So there's like a little sprout that's just starting to grow right here, and you go over there and start casting a spell.
I cast a spell to speak with plants.
Okay.
Obadiah, allow me to commune with these
Plants.
with this vegetation.
Is that a 3rd level spell?
It's a new boy.
And have you cast a 4th level yet?
No. So,
Okay.
is there something special I have to do?
Unless just whatever it says in the spell description.
Oh wait, never
Talk to
mind.
us.
Never mind. I can't do it.
I don't have it memorized. I'm assuming you just need your holy symbol, but
No, you actually need more.
oh, okay.
I can get the stuff real quick.
What do you-
Great.
What do you need?
Water, which I can get. The second thing, the last 2 things I can look around and get. I need some sort of fire.
Well, there's
And-
fires right here.
Exactly. So I basically just need a stick with fire on it. And then I need dung.
That's
Well,
pretty easy
you're
to
next
find.
to a stable.
Right.
Exactly. They're pretty easy to get. So I walk
So you're
back
gonna
in.
go collect the spell component.
I'm gonna go collect some spell components real quick.
Okay.
Then I come back out.
Okay, so you see him come in here, and I guess you'll grab like a little burning
Stick.
piece
or
of whatever.
Yeah.
And then you see that too, and she still hasn't come out yet.
Is there a window by?
Yeah, there's windows here, and like I said, there's a lot of windows.
Is
And
there?
not glass, just open or shuttered. And right now, with it still being cool, they're mostly shuttered.
I'll open the window and go.
Okay. So you just, you go out and
Is
you
there
can,
a window to there?
it's up high and it's small to just let out the vapors.
Okay, so there kind of.
It's not like not like big enough for people to climb in. It'd be like a window, like a bathroom.
I don't know. She is pretty small.
But as you come over here, you can see that there's a door there as well.
Is it locked?
Try it. And
Yes.
it goes, opens up.
And she's not in there.
Nope. What time do you gotta go? I noticed it's 7.
5 minutes.
So she's gone.
I'll go back in through the window.
Go back through the
Do
window.
I notice
No,
her
no,
going in
no,
and
no. I'll
out?
go back
You
through
just
the
go
back.
in
Yeah.
and then
Unlock
pull
the
the
door.
bar and then
Just
go
go
back
back,
in
push
there.
it back down.
Meanwhile, you've done
Nothing
that.
happened.
Did I
You've done
see
in
her
here.
go out the window?
Well, you're busy. You can
Okay.
roll an observation check if you want. You might.
You notice he had hands.
And your intelligence to whatever you rolled.
Yeah, 33.
Oh, no. Okay. So you come in
You
here
have
and you
hands.
gather some of the dung from a couple of horses that are there, and then you go back
With
to the
bare
plant.
hands.
And
I just need a pinch, by the way. Just a pinch.
okay.
Just a big
So there you are.
old
And
blob
then
of dung.
then you cast the spell. Meanwhile, you're here. What do you do?
I'm just gonna go back to the table.
Okay.
Now she's gone.
Door leading out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, then you cast the spell. Shady.
A bit high.
You're
Allow me
going
to
out
speak
both
with
ways.
this vegetation.
Yeah. Something's gonna happen.
Allows me to crudely communicate with
Okay.
plants.
Okay.
And all I say is, I describe the man, and I say, and I ask which way he went.
What's it called?
Speak with plants.
And what level is it?
4th.
Okay. Let's see. Speak with there it is. Yay.
There's a lot of speak with. There's also a
Because
lot of
druids are
protection.
weird and do weird things.
That's not even the weirdest thing I
Druids
can do.
are a weird thing.
That's actually not even the weirdest thing I can do.
Okay. And it doesn't say anything about that. So
Ew.
the answer is yes. What are you showing us?
What?
They are rotisserie chicken candies king. Rotisserie chicken candy canes. That's why I was like.
So what was your
yeah.
question again?
I said, did you see where this gentleman went, basically? And I described the gentleman. Then they
Rotisserie
replied yes.
chicken
Then I say,
candy canes.
then I ask, did he go left?
Right around the corner.
Okay. And where are these plants when I
Right where your figure is.
okay, right where my figure is? I say thank you and I end the spell.
Okay.
Then I go around the corner.
And unfortunately, it took you a
Yeah.
long time to cast it.
I'm aware.
So
And he's long.
Yeah.
You're walking around outside the inn with a stick on fire and a handful of shit.
A pinch. A pinch.
Just a handful of them be like,
a drop of water, which you can get from
I just-
almost anything. A pinch of dung and a flame.
but I just wanted to be like this, like any video, like Ember, this little vial of water and just a handful of dung.
Okay, so what do you do after you ask those questions?
You'd be warm though.
I can do all this stuff to make me warm. I kind of astonished actually. Like, oh. I mean, I go around the corner and walk a little ways, checking down the alleys, and after, I don't know, 15 minutes, if I don't see anything, then I walk back to the inn.
Okay, so you enter back into the inn, and these guys are sitting there at the table, just chit-chatting about whatever.
Yep. We just hang out.
And
I think that since you guys got to go early, that'd be a good place to stop. And
Bought a bed frame. I have to use this truck to go pick it up.
What's that?
But I bought a bed frame. I gotta go use this truck to pick it up.
Hold on.
they said I wouldn't need a truck. You're the only one in the family with the truck. You wind up needing the truck.
Yeah, that's why you have to go into work late on the 3rd.
Because you're helping them move in the morning.
Yes.
Having a truck's convenient. I've never had one though, because I never needed it all the time, so I
Yeah.
figured it would have been a waste.
I had
Hauling kids around, unless you got a king cab, it's better to have a car.
Yeah. I like my
trucks
little
all the
car.
time until I got the Jeep.
I remember you having the truck.
I like my little car.
All right,
Oh,
so
my God.
as far as we know, everything's good for next Thursday.
Yeah, everything's good.
I won't be on call.
Cool.
This, I had to pay back last weekend. That's what I was on when I was in
Are
San
you good
Diego.
next Thursday?
Yeah.
My dad's is still living in jail. Has not repented.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Anybody that's out
He
there.
needs to think about his bad behaviors
Usually at least one person tunes in from somewhere for some time.
at some point.
For some reason.
Because they're cool.
There is a positive to this.
Same bad
See you
channel.
next week.
I will get to go home and be home